Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. You would have heard about the total solar eclipse that is due to take place tomorrow on the 8th of April 2024. There's a lot of media excitement about this eclipse as the totality, that is the phase during which the sun's light is completely blocked off by the moon, is going to be very long at about 4 minutes and 30 seconds. The previous long totality was in 1991 and we will not have another long totality until 2132. There is even a special doodle on Google in anticipation of this solar eclipse, and unfortunately it will be only visible over North America as shown by the path here. During a solar eclipse, the moon comes directly in between the sun and the earth in our line of sight, blocking off the sun's light as it rotates around the earth. We won't be able to see the moon during this time as the sunlight that falls on the moon is reflected back towards the sun and not towards us. This is also explained in the Quran in Ayah 61 of Surah Al-Furqan, number 25. As تبارك الذي جعل في السماء بروجا وجعل فيها سراجا وقمرا منيرا. This verse states that sun is the radiant light and the moon has borrowed light, that is reflected light from the sun. Now the moon coming directly between the sun and the earth would be called as the new moon, that is you can't see the moon, which happens once every lunar month, but not all of them will result in solar eclipse as the moon would often pass slightly above or below the line of sight connecting the sun and the earth. Solar eclipse has a special place in Islam, confirming the divinity and authenticity of our religion. In the year 632 there was a solar eclipse that was seen over Arabia, and on that day the infant son of our beloved prophet had died, and the people started saying that the solar eclipse was a sign that the sun and moon were grieving the death of the prophet's son. Any charlatan or fake religious leader would have seized upon this opportunity to fool the people into believing that they indeed have supernatural powers. But our beloved prophet said that the sun and moon are the signs of God and that these events do not occur to mark someone's death. Such an incredibly honest and impeccable behavior had not ever been seen before in human history and will never be seen again. Now moving on to how the solar eclipse connects to our Eid crescent moon sighting. You can see the relative positions of the sun, moon and the earth. The images of the sun and moon seen here were actually taken with a telescope 2 weeks ago, but a word of caution, it is absolutely important not to look at the sun with the naked eye as it will damage your retina. On this picture of the globe, North America is facing the sun and therefore it is daytime there on the 8th of April. Other countries like UK, Saudi Arabia and India have already had their daytime, and as the earth had already rotated away from the sun, they are now in the night zone. That is the 8th of April evening or at night time. The moon is directly blocking the sun's light and therefore none of these regions in the night zone would have been able to see the crescent moon. Hopefully Saudi Arabia will not announce that they had sighted the crescent moon on this evening, but if they did, then they will be the first human beings on planet Earth to have seen a crescent moon on the day of the solar eclipse. The path of the solar eclipse is shown by this grey band across North America. We then see the earth rotate and the countries which were in the night zone have now rotated towards the sun, which means it's morning on the 9th of April for them. Please ignore the night shading on these countries even though it is morning for them, as I did not realize this mistake until later. You can also see the moon rotating around the earth and thus it has now started to move a bit of distance away from the sun. As the India and the adjoining regions enter the evening, there will be a very small chance for them to see the crescent moon, which will be barely illuminated, and it will also set very quickly after the sun had set because of how close it is to the sun along our line of sight. Then Saudi Arabia enters into the evening zone, and as mentioned in my previous video, the illumination will be only 1%. It will be extremely difficult to view this, although not entirely impossible. But anyhow, they will announce the end of the Ramadan as they have already done 30 days of Ramadan, even though they started on a wrong date earlier than they should. Then the UK enters into the evening or night zone, and by this time the moon has moved a bit more distance away from the sun, giving an illumination of 1.5%, and it will also set at least 1 hour after the sun had set, giving very good opportunity to sight it, which means Eid should be on the 10th of April in the UK. Thank you brothers and sisters for watching this video and hope it has given you some more knowledge on Eid moon sighting. Assalamu alaikum and Eid Mubarak to you all.